I'd only spent a short amount of time in Ecuador, but already I'd seen so much. From the peaceful Paramo in the north, where the Frejilones reign supreme, to the iconic snow-capped volcanoes that tower over the entire country. Night skies that simply make you feel so small, and endless beauty in between. And after some days of rest in a quiet mountain town, I looked ahead at 500 spectacular miles to the Peruvian border. Along the way, I'd meet so many friendly faces, wild camp in beautiful places, and take on possibly the toughest day of my entire journey. But my first day back on the road was soon cut short when I crossed paths with a man called Edison, who lived out in the countryside growing tree saplings, and who had so much room in his heart for the dogs.
Oh, hey, who are you? Buddy? Oh, you're very sweet. ¿Es la perita de la otra perra?
Sí,
Sí, sí.
es hija, pero le cogió el carro en la carretera.
Ah, sí.
Le dañó las piernas.
Ah,
Sí.
sí.
Aquí tengo...
Solo uno.
Aquí hay 9, ve.
Ah, bonito. Little puppies. This is just the cutest thing ever. Look at all of them.
Mira, fírmale ese carro también, ve.
¿Sí? Oh, bueno.
1981.
Me gusta. ¿Sí?
Funciona.
81.
Sí.
Ah, es Peugeot. De Francia. Sí. ¿Es funcional?
Sí.
¿Sí?
Sí, sí.
Wow. ¿Cuánto tiempo tienes esto?
Unos 5 años nomás.
5 años, sí.
Sí.
Ah, me gusta.
Ven para hacernos un jugo.
¿Sí?
Un jugo de limón.
¿Y solo tú aquí o tienes una familia?
No, solo.
Solo tú. Tranquilo.
Aquí está el Daniel,
¿Es Daniel también?
Daniel.
Ah, sí, presidente.
presidente.
Ah, bueno. ¿Bueno presidente?
No,
Oh.
muy joven, malo.
Already it was clear that Edison was one of the kindest men I'd ever met. But sadly, we didn't get to spend much time together as he had a fall and had to spend the night in hospital. But he very kindly let me stay in his home anyway, and I think I'm just going to go say goodbye to all the dogs and get back on the road. Doing so good, Mama. Looking after all those puppies. I know it's not easy. Look after your mama, okay? Yeah? She's taking care of you. You gotta take care of her when you're older. See you, little dude. See you, girl. I hope your leg gets better. You're a very sweet dog. See this wall of mountains ahead of me? Today and tomorrow morning I need to cross them. Well, I say I need to cross them, I'm very much choosing to cross them because it is gonna be beautiful. Fun fact, the top of that volcano right there is the closest point on Earth to space and the furthest from the center of the Earth, also known as Volcan Chimborazo.
While riding on a train going west, I fell asleep for to take my rest. I dreamed a dream that made me sad concerning myself and the first few friends I had.
Look at that. Beautiful.
With half-damp eyes I stared into the room where my friends and I'd spent many an afternoon, where we long for nothing and we're satisfied, joking and a-talking about the world outside. by the old wooden stove our hats was hung. Our words was told and our songs were sung. We thought we could sit forever in fun.
Ooh, it's a chilly morning this morning. Luckily I got a 1500 foot climb to warm me up. There are not many better feelings than that first bit of sun hitting your face on a cold morning in the mountains.
As easy it was to tell black from white. It was all that easy to tell wrong from right. And the choices were few, so the thought never hid that one road of travel would ever shatter or split. I wish in vain we could sit simply in that room again. $1,000 at the drop of a hat. I'd give it all gladly if our lives could be like that.
My bike's feeling just a little heavier than usual today. I'm loaded up with lots of food because I'm hoping not to see another town for about 3 days. Well, I guess that's the end of today.
Sitting by a window, the rain still dripping from my coat. When I caught your eye.
Jugo.
Sí, por favor, sí. Ah, gracias, gracias.
Mira, piña.
Oh, rico, gracias. Gracias.
Natural.
Es perfecto, no tengo agua. Gracias.
¿Para dónde avanzas?
¿Cómo?
¿Para dónde?
Hoy para las lagunas.
Laguna de Ati.
Sí, sí,
Osogochi.
pero en todo para Argentina.
Usted saca foto a nosotros.
Sí, es video, es video. ¿Qué es el nombre de tu idioma?
Quichua.
Quichua, ah, sí, sí. ¿Y es Quichua en todo de Ecuador?
No,
¿O
no,
solo
no,
en
no.
los Andes?
En los Andes, solo
Sí,
los
ah,
Andes.
qué bueno.
¿Tiene frío?
Un poco, pero me gusta frío.
¿De dónde viene?
De Alaska.
Alaska. ¿Dónde es Alaska?
Estados Unidos, en el norte.
Alaska.
Pero de ahí viene solo en la bicicleta.
Sí, solo en bicicleta.
¿Y cuántos?
2 años.
2 años estás por aquí vuelta.
Sí,
¿Y
sí.
cuándo regresa a tu tierra?
En un más año. Fui a Argentina. Tengo 11 meses o un año más. Y regreso a mi país.
Suerte.
Gracias, mucho gusto.
Hay un buen viaje.
Que le vaya bien.
Ya, gracias.
Well, that was crazy. I was just cycling along this really remote, quiet road. I haven't seen anyone in ages. Suddenly about 20 guys around the corner and there's been about 10 phones being pointed in my face taking photos. But really friendly guys. They gave me some fruit and sweets
and a big bottle of pineapple juice. And that is a massive help because I am completely out of water at the minute. So I couldn't have come at a better time.
I smiled, then quickly looked away.
I was a bit too clean this morning anyway.
But my blushing told you to stay, and you said hello. You said
And so I'd made it to Sangay National Park, where I woke up to nothing but wind and rain. Luckily there was a little shed there for me to camp in that kept me dry and warm, but it was a rough morning as I'd come down with food poisoning. So what could have been a beautiful day of riding turned into a bit of a slog to just get out of the countryside and into any kind of civilization. And that civilization was the small mountain town of Achupalas, which as it turned out was the starting point for the best preserved section of the Inca Trail in the whole of Ecuador. A trail network spanning more than 40,000 kilometers and 6 countries that the Incas used to manage their empire. And I'd heard that it could be taken on by bike. But what would ensue would be a few of the hardest days of my entire journey. The first day on the Inca Trail was pretty amazing. I spent most of it pedaling my bike and stopped early in a stunning valley where I pitched my tent by the side of a river and spent the afternoon watching the clouds pass by and allowed the river's lullaby to sing me to sleep. It wasn't until the morning when things started to get tough and the climbing really began.
I've been pushing my bike for 4 hours now this morning, and I'm not even quite at the top yet. After about 5.5 hours of pushing my bike, I've made it to the top, and there is nothing up here but clouds and wind and rain. It's looking like one of those days where the juice just really isn't worth the squeeze. That's okay though, that's just the way it goes sometimes. And down I go, I reckon.
Okay, maybe I spoke just a little too soon. That is incredible.
The way down is somehow more challenging than the way up. The views are a hell of a lot better though. Wow. Today has been one of the hardest days I've ever had. I was about to say on a bike, but that's not true because I haven't been on the bike at all. With a bike. And for most of the day it's been quite hard to look past that fact, if I'm being completely honest, but right now it feels a whole lot easier because the area that I've descended down into is just insanely beautiful. I was supposed to make it out of these mountains and into a town today, so I haven't really got a whole lot of food, but after 8 hours of pushing my bike, I'm just absolutely finished for the day. Looks like it's going to be peanut butter wraps for dinner tonight. Anyways, it's a pretty great camp spot, so it's hard to complain. What a beautiful morning.
And finding myself with wet feet and no food, I just needed to get out of the mountains as quick as I could, although the Inca Trail had no intentions of making this easy for me. It was just a shame I didn't have more time to enjoy all this beauty.
Oh, finally, an actual track. I've done about 15 hours of hiker bike since I last pedaled this bike, so this feels good.
I was soon able to make my way into Cuenca, where I once again found myself getting sick. And after some time recovering, I decided to take a bus through the next part of Ecuador, as I'd already booked a place in Loja to spend some time editing, which meant all of a sudden, my time pedaling across Ecuador was coming to an end.
I've still got one more night before I'll be in Peru, but I'm not sure where I'll end up tomorrow, so it's possible this might be my final wild camping spot here in Ecuador. And if it is, I will take it. Ecuador has been one of the best countries for wild camping.
And so I said goodbye to Ecuador, a country where backroads are abundant, wild camping spots are never too far to find.
Buenos dias.
And there are still valleys almost untouched by humankind, where all is still but the rivers that flow freely and the clouds that cling to the tops of the mountains. A country where both the deepest of solitude and friendly faces were equally easy to find. A country that challenges you with the steepness of its roads, the thickness of its mud, and rattles your bones with roads made from cobblestones, but rewards you endlessly with the most spectacular of views, the vastest of night skies, and a sense of adventure that can sometimes be so hard to find. It was hard to imagine that bikepacking through the Andes could get much better than this, but if there was a country that was going to give it a go, it would be Peru.